Initially, this video was going to come out on Friday, and I was going to discuss how Bungie doesn't think shit through about what they add to the game or whether or not they actually test their shit. It had a number of items about the new Revelry event that just didn't make sense. I did that video Wednesday night, knowing that I wasn't going to have the time on Thursday to actually make a video. Sure enough, during their This Week at Bungie memo on Thursday, they addressed some of the things that were discussed in the video. So basically, that fucked me over worse than a YouTube order being told to go fuck himself. Now, this video and the one that I ended up not posting were not that critical of the Revelry event itself. The Revelry is not bad. It's lazy design, don't get me wrong, but overall, it's a decent 3-week event for the middle of April. It's actually helpful for people that might be trying to complete a few triumphs that they may have ignored in the past or so. It's helpful for those who are trying to grind for enhancement cores. For me, I was able to knock out the last few class ability triumphs that I haven't done. You know, think of like arc grenade kills or void super kills on a subclass that I never used. Shit like that. Pretty much every class triumph that I can do solo was knocked out this week, and the only things that I have remaining are the things that are the team ones, where basically you have to do like 3 Titans doing public events or being the only Void Hunter doing 10 public events with teammates. So I'm not worried about those. I got all the solo ones out of the way. This coming week, actually, starting tomorrow, the Shattered Throne can easily be soloed with any class. The orbs from precision kills and the grenade spam is going to be an easy way to complete the triumph with pretty much a solo flawless run. Now, I know I will knock that out tomorrow with ease, and the only reason I'm able to do it is because of this Revelry event. However, the concern I have is how Bungie doesn't think 3 steps ahead when it comes to shit like this, because overall, total picture, Destiny is in a good place right now. It's obviously not perfect. It's not excellent. It's good. If this were your annual performance review, they're not exceeding expectations. They're slightly beating them. Players have enough activities during the week to play if they still need to rank up. There are plenty of exotics to chase, triumphs to go after, guns to get in the Crucible. But for each decent thing the game has, there are some underlying problems. Competitive is obviously one of the shittiest issues that they will never fix. I mean, the fact that Trials of Osiris is probably never coming back goes to show you how bad of a place comp is in right now. Matchmaking has its flaws, and then of course the enhancement core issue that's going to plague the game until Bungie finally pulls their head out of their ass on that one. The gameplay loop, though, is their success. Quality of life is their problem, and the Revelry follows exactly that, because the gameplay is perfectly fine. It's the back end of the game that isn't. Revelry fucks with the quality of life of the game, where problems already exist. So yes, Destiny is doing fine, until Bungie says, hold my beer. Now, here's the main issue, and it's all over the Revelry's buffs that basically made the PvE section of the game decent, but it screwed over the PvP portion of the game. Although Raids and Gambit were also suffering from guitar errors that people were getting booted back to orbit. So far this week, my game has personally crashed 3 times where it booted me straight out to the XMB. Not even to orbit. Not even when you get booted out of an event and you just go straight to orbit. Destiny just closed entirely, where I needed to select the game again from my PlayStation menu. So while the grenade spam and the melee spam, they allow some fun portions of the PvE shit, the technical side of the game right now is all fuckered up. And it makes you wonder, does Bungie even play or test the game at this point? I mean, no, really, how did this shit get past inspection, man? It's not like they added something brand new. As I said before, this is lazy design, because basically they took the Festival of the Lost, the event that they had during Halloween during the Infinite Forest, and now they made it into a spring event. They changed it up a little bit. The Halloween one was a decent event, as it will, but it didn't have the buffs that we have now. It also was a finite event, where all you had to do was 7 waves, and then you needed to beat a boss. Now you have to do infinite waves, which makes sense because this is the Infinite Forest. But that comes at the cost of technical problems. That's not exactly top-notch programming, to be honest with you. The Crucible right now is suffering through this shit big time. Now, I hate the Crucible, so this kind of shit really doesn't bother me. The only time I play the Crucible is when I need to rank up to max level and when I need to finish quest steps like the Last Word, the Thorn, or now that I have the Suros Regime Catalyst. I enjoy the fuck out of Mayhem, don't get me wrong. but I can't stand the rest of the Crucible. The Revelry buffs basically make the Crucible unplayable in certain areas. Comp is flooded with grenade spam. Not that I give a fuck, because I won't set foot in comp until it's actually fixed. But competitive players are playing that shit saying, please can you not have this fucking grenade spam flood the goddamn event. Normal Crucible matches are also filled with grenade spam, and the funniest shit is that there's a triumph for dropping orbs for headshots. This triumph alone shows Bungie didn't test shit. Because there are so many small fucking things wrong with that triumph that makes you wonder who let this shit get by the inspection. For starters, the triumph wants you to drop 200 orbs from headshots. Usually you drop them 2 at a time, so you have to figure 100 headshots, right? Yeah, not exactly. The shits are infrequently dropped, so it might take 5, 6, 7, 8 headshot kills before you actually get those orbs. It's not a 1-to-1 ratio. It's fucking randomized. Fine, I can't get them in the Crucible, but Gambit is an option, right? Nope. Because of the guitar errors, Bungie had to drop the orbs from Gambit. It's basically disabled at this point. Otherwise, people will continue to keep crashing out of Gambit games. So now, you can only do those orbs from headshots in the Crucible. But again, the orb drops are random. They're not a 1-to-1 ratio. And with the buffs constantly active without the ability to turn them off, getting headshots right now is a pain in the ass because all you have is grenade spam. So if you do manage to drop the orbs, what do those orbs do? They actually speed up how fast you get your super. So that makes headshots even worse. So basically at this point, people are spamming grenades and spamming superpowers. How the fuck do you expect to get these headshots to drop these goddamn orbs? Basically, they have fucked over the Crucible, which was already a shit show to begin with. I just don't understand how so many things were wrong in one fuck up. And this is not like a tiny error or something that was overlooked. This was all of those things wrapped into one giant clusterfuck. I mean, this is a technical error that boots people back to orbit. So they had that in the raid, and they had that in Gambit. Fine, we'll drop the orbs, and let's hope that the guitar errors stop for that point. This is also an oversight as to how the gameplay is affected. So now you have all this grenade spam occurring in the Crucible, particularly in the competitive environment where people are trying to grind for their recluse, their mountaintop, and that other bullshit, but now they're having to deal with non-stop skip grenades. This was also an oversight in the Triumph, because now it's not easy or even feasible at this point for players to get that Triumph for the 200 orbs for headshots. Now, I know Bungie recently said that that's something that they're going to look at, but essentially, again, this is just another problem that they didn't look at ahead of time. All of this, every single one of these items could have been play tested beforehand. Nope, let's just roll the shit out. Let players figure this out on their own. You know, you can forgive mistakes. And to their credit, Bungie had to reply fast as fuck because they knew they made this mistake. But this is just an incompetent and careless mistake. It's an effortless mistake because all it would have taken was a week of playtesting and effort to see that this was going to be a problem. This could have easily been avoided if what they had was a playtest environment where players can try this ahead of time. Something called maybe the Crucible Labs. Something that can give you a hint as a way you can try some shit out and see if it actually works. At the end of the day, though, Revelry doesn't break the game. Destiny is still in a decent place. It's going to have issues. It had issues before the Revelry started, and it's going to have issues after the Revelry is done. Basically, it allows us to play a 3-week event where we create extra orbs, have grenade spam, and some other activities. It's lazy design, don't get me wrong, but it still allows for the gameplay to be the star of the game. But this shows, man, they still need to work on the back end of the game, which has always been their issue. Except now with this event, the gameplay is breaking the quality of life, and their incompetence is on display again. Now, I don't expect Bungie to fix the shit. It is a short-term event. They're going to learn from it. They're going to grow from it, or whatever the fuck they're going to do. But essentially, they're starting to roll shit out without actually playtesting shit, and that is what infuriates players. It's not that you made a mistake. It's that you made a careless mistake, and that's what pisses players off more than anything. So, as always, rate, comment, subscribe, and all that good shit, and I'll see you guys in the next video.